Hey guys, it's Jenna, what is up, and welcome back to my channel. This is officially the first, oh really, printer? Oh, really? We may have to wait for my printer to be done. Great. Hey guys, it's Jenna, what is up, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, hi, what is up? Thank you so much for coming and watching this video. This is actually the first video that I am filming in my new apartment, and this is the setup right now, but I'm pretty sure I'll probably end up moving to a bunch of different places because this house or this apartment is full of awesome filming spaces. Let me just tell you. So if you are new to my channel or if you've been subscribed for a while, this is going to be a great video for you to watch. If you're interested in kind of knowing more about me as a person, I was originally thinking that I wanted to do a Draw My Life video, but to be completely honest, that kind of stressed me out, and I'm just not very good at drawing, and I'm a perfectionist, so I'd want everything to look great, and my stick figures are not great. So I decided that instead of doing a Draw My Life, I would do a Speak My Life, which is pretty much the same thing, you just aren't seeing me draw really bad stickmen. So basically, I have everything in here, which was the weirdest thing because to see your life on 2 pages is the weirdest thing. Okay, so starting way at the beginning, my name is Jenna and I was born on December 4th, 1993. My middle name is Rose and my last name is Beasley, so it's Jenna Rose Beasley. And I am 22 years old, turning 23 this year. And I still can't get over that I'm turning 23. But anyways, I was born into a pretty big family. My 2 parents that you guys have seen in my vlogs quite a bit, John and Christine Beasley. They are the most amazing parents, and then I do have my oldest sister, Alicia, my middle sister, Jessica. I was the next child, and then my youngest brother, Reed. Alicia is 29, I believe, turning 29 this year. My sister, Jessica, is 26, turning 27. I'm 22, turning 23, and my brother is 20. So yeah, we have a pretty big family, and all of my childhood was, a pretty decent childhood, I would say. Because my parents had 4 children, it was hard for them to afford all of these amazing things. We didn't necessarily go on crazy vacations. We didn't I've literally, the places that I've been are all pretty much in Ontario. And I've been to Florida once. I actually took my first plane ride last year when I was 21. Yeah, pretty sad, right? But honestly, as a child, my family was very close, and to be completely honest, I enjoyed my childhood with just having such a great family and spending time with them rather than going on all these crazy vacations. We had more time to spend together, and it was just an amazing childhood, so I'd never ever take that back. It was so great. So moving back a little bit, I forgot to tell you guys something that was a pretty significant thing in my life. I was actually born, I don't know if there's a real term for this, but I was actually born cross-eyed, and basically the muscles behind my eyes were forcing my eyes in, and I always have a bunch of pictures that I see of me when I'm little, completely cross-eyed. And what I actually went through was I had 2 surgeries, 1 on each eye, and basically what the doctor did was he loosened the muscles behind my eyes so that, they wouldn't be cross-eyed anymore, they'd be, normal. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, and some people do and some people don't, but basically when the doctor did the surgery on, I don't know what eye it is, I think it's the left eye, he accidentally loosened the muscle behind my left eye too much. So it is more noticeable when I'm tired or sleepy. This eye kind of drifts, or I don't know if it's this eye. I should really know this because it's, I've had it my whole life, but basically when I'm tired, one of my eyes, likes to drift, and It's honestly been something that I've struggled with my whole life. It's just a big insecurity, and I often think that's why I am such an introvert and I don't like to put myself out there and talk to people, is just because I don't like to, you know, make eye contact with people, and it's really hard for me to do that. And like having conversations, and like I'm surprised that I can do this, and I think I can do this more than just to an actual person because I'm talking to a camera and I don't feel like, you know, the camera's judging me. So it's definitely been something that I've struggled with. It's something that I've kind of just, you know, accepted over time. Actually, if the doctor was to do another surgery to correct it, I would have potentially become blind, which I think now, as I'm getting older, that I'm pretty thankful that they didn't do that, and I would rather have this problem than be blind in one eye. So I'm very thankful that that didn't happen, and you know, it doesn't really affect me. It really affects me more internally than, you know, I don't really show it to anyone basically. So yeah, that is pretty much everything. My childhood was great, like I said. And basically as a child, I was pretty outgoing. I did soccer, gymnastics. My parents actually put me in gymnastics when I was maybe 5. I did soccer up until I was around 8. And that is actually when my passion for dance started. I wasn't necessarily extremely passionate about it back then when I started. My oldest sister, Alicia, was actually the person that got me into dancing. She started dancing, and then I always saw her. I went to her dance competitions, and I just loved it so much, and I wanted to do it. So I started dancing when I was 8, and for 4 years I just did it recreationally, which basically meant I just, you know, went to class once a week. I did hip hop and acrobatics, and I just loved it. For 4 years I did that, and then eventually I wanted to get into competitive dancing, so I started that at the age of 12, which is extremely late for a dancer to start competitive dancing at 12. Usually you start competitive dancing these days at like the age of 6. So I think that's honestly why I have danced like continuously until now, which I'm 22. It's just because I started a lot later than everyone else. So I want to have the full experience of dancing for that many years, and I just honestly can't picture myself stopping. So I think when I was about 16 or 17 was when I actually really fell in love with dancing and got really passionate about it. And that's another reason why I feel like I'm still dancing, was because I never really realized how much I liked dance until I was 16 or 17, which is pretty much like the time when you're considering stopping dancing and graduating and that kind of thing. So I'm just very behind in the dance world, but I honestly love it so much. So as I was dancing, I was going through elementary school, and pretty much elementary school was pretty basic for me. There wasn't anything crazy that happened. I had my little group of friends, and I loved school. To be completely honest, I loved it. I loved socializing with people, and I really liked socializing more back then than I did, you know, in high school. But eventually I, you know, graduated from elementary school, which is grades 1 to 8 in Canada, if you don't know. And then I went into high school, which is grade 9 to 12. And high school was a little bit more difficult than elementary school for me. I didn't really have a ton of friends. I wasn't very, you know, outgoing. I didn't talk to a bunch of people. I had my little group of friends, and that was pretty much it. And like a typical high school, there was, you know, the popular girls and the popular guys, and I wasn't part of that. And I was very different back in high school than I was now, than I am now. I was very, I don't know how to say it. I wasn't emo because I didn't hate my life, but that was just the style. I listened to screamo music, I wore band t-shirts, skinny jeans, I had black hair, and I was very what they called emo, which I was kind of bullied for. A lot of the guys bullied me for some reason. You'd think that girls would bully more than guys, but back in high school, I don't know what it was, but a lot of guys seemed to pick on me, and it was just so stupid. So yeah, it's safe to say that high school wasn't necessarily easy for me, but it wasn't necessarily horrible. I made it through. But getting into kind of my, dating, I actually met my ex, which we're gonna call him Bob. I actually met Bob in, I don't wanna call him Bob. No, we're just gonna say Bob, okay? So I met Bob in grade 9 and we started dating. We dated for a few months and I don't know why I broke up with him, but I broke up with him after a few months and we didn't really talk after that. And then obviously we went through grade 9, grade 10, nothing crazy happened. I was just going to school, I was dancing, life was great, I had my friends, awesome. And then in grade 11, Bob actually called me one night and he was quite upset. I think just the weirdest thing, I think he broke up with his girlfriend, or like his girlfriend broke up with him, and he called me upset about it and said that he wanted to talk. So I remember him coming to my house and me going outside and us talking on my front porch for hours. And eventually that turned into, us dating again. And we actually dated for 3 years. So we dated throughout grade 11. Grade 11 was when I got a job. I actually got a job at Tim Hortons, which is your typical Canadian thing to do. As I was working there, I had my boyfriend. Life was great. I was still dancing. And throughout grade 11 and 12, it was just a very, typical high school experience. I had my boyfriend, I had a job. One thing that I didn't really enjoy about grade 11, and this actually connects back to the video that I made a few weeks ago about not having friends. So in grade 11 and 12, it was when a lot of my friends started, getting into partying and smoking weed and that kind of thing. And I tried to do it so much and I tried to fit in, but to be completely honest, that just wasn't me and I didn't enjoy it. And this is when I kind of drifted from my friends. It was mainly just because I had my boyfriend and I was spending all my time with him, but then it also was that I just wasn't connecting with them the same that I used to because they were all partying, they were all smoking drugs, and it was just not fun. So yeah, that's kind of how my friendships ended. Eventually, I did graduate from high school and it was awesome. My boyfriend and I, we dated for my year after high school because I did take a year off just to work at Tim Hortons, make some money, and then eventually I did start college the following year. And this is when Bob decided that he wanted to be single going into university. He actually went to university in Toronto, so he was going off there. He didn't want, to continue our relationship because he wanted to try other things, and I don't really know. I still to this day don't really understand it, but obviously I was heartbroken. We dated for 3 years and then he just all of a sudden decided, hey, I don't want to be dating you anymore. I'm gonna go off and, do other things. So that was actually the first week of college. I moved into my own apartment. I was living alone, so it was like the worst situation ever. Actually, the first week of college was awful, and I don't know if I talked about this in my other video, but he did break up with me I think literally like 2 days before I moved out into that apartment, or maybe no, I'm pretty sure he broke up with me like the first day that I moved into that apartment. So the first week of college was a complete wreck for me. I just hated my life, to be completely honest. I couldn't eat. I just went to my first week of college, my first week of classes, and came home and just cried. It was just awful, but obviously I got over it and I started loving college. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. I went to college for interior decorating, which I absolutely loved, and it's just something that I still love to this day. And I'm actually so happy that I went to college for that because I just love it so much, and I'm still doing it to this day. You guys will see with my apartment. I just had so much fun decorating it. But yeah, the first, few months of college was so awesome, and guess what happened next? Bob calls. Bob. So yeah, stupid me decided that, hey, I love Bob so much still that I'm going to give him a second chance. So I did. He was actually living in Toronto at the time, going to university. I was living in Cambridge or Kitchener-Cambridge area in Ontario, and I would go back and forth from Toronto to Cambridge every once in a while to visit him, and it was great. That was in, I think it was October or November of that year. He actually broke up with me just before the school year started, so you know, early September, a few months went by, and you know, he called me and asked me to get back together. I think it was in November or December. So yeah, everything was great for that year. I went through my whole first year of college. We actually got back together, Bob and I, and it was great. You know, I enjoyed it. And then, yet again, for the second time, Bob decided he didn't feel the same way about me anymore, so he broke up with me for a second time. And honestly, that was the last straw. I didn't want to be played with anymore, so I told him that if he broke up with me that time, you know, it'd be done. So we broke up. Yet again, I was heartbroken, but I wasn't as heartbroken as the first time. Honestly, I was just angry and fed up, so I just, you know, completely forgot about him. Went on. That summer between my first year of college and my second year of college, I actually started making YouTube videos, and I actually deleted all of those ones, but I made quite a few that summer. But then once I went back to college for my second year, I just didn't have enough time to be filming, so I ended up stopping and deleting all those videos because they were really bad. But second year of college, I actually lived with 3 of my friends from my program, Shannon, Brittany, and Gabby. They're still my friends to this day. I still talk to Shannon. I haven't talked to Brittany and Gabby for a while, but I want to. But they were amazing. We all lived in a house together, and it was great. We actually lived across the street from these guys, and they were so fun, and like, I loved them so much. But it was fun. Second year of college was great. We actually, you know, partied a little bit. I got into partying a little bit more in college, but it still wasn't something that I really enjoyed. I liked socially drinking, but I didn't like, you know, getting totally wasted and smoking drugs and all that. I just wasn't into that. And yeah, so that's pretty much my college experience. I finished the second year of college, graduated, it was great. I started a placement at Home Hardware in my hometown of Paris, Ontario, and that was fun. I worked there for 2 years, and I actually met, I want to say, well, I guess I could. I think I've mentioned him in my videos before, but I met Jamie, and Jamie was probably one of the nicest people I have ever met in my entire life. He was so caring and just so kind, and I honestly am so thankful that I met him. Yeah, he did express to me that he was interested in me, and I tried my absolute hardest to become interested in him. His personality and just the kind of person he was just absolutely amazing, and I wish I could have, you know, made myself be attracted to him. And I was attracted to his personality. So I do know that a lot of people do say that looks aren't everything, and to be completely honest, I do think that they do have some sort of effect on the way you look at somebody. I tried my hardest to be attracted to him, and I was attracted, like I said, to his personality, but I couldn't picture myself, you know, being physical with him and like kissing him and that kind of thing. I just couldn't get myself to picture that. And it just made it really hard for me to be attracted to him, whether it be physically or emotionally. So that ended up just, you know, not happening. When I was working at Home Hardware, we were very good friends, and you know, I made it clear to him that I didn't want anything more than that. And you know, he was okay with it. He just liked being friends with me, and it was just a really nice relationship that we had. And while I was working at Home Hardware for the 2 years that I did, that's when I started making YouTube videos, and I loved it. I still do love it to this day, love making YouTube videos. And you know, once you start making YouTube videos, it sometimes turns into more of a job than a hobby and like a passion. But honestly, YouTube has stayed just something that I like to do, you know, truthfully. this whole time, and I think that's just why I still make them and why I love it so much. It's just because, you know, I truly like to do it, and, you know, I don't think of it as a job. Yes, I do, you know, make a little bit of money on the side, but, you know, it's just extra money that I didn't have before. And honestly, I would still make the same YouTube videos even if I didn't make any money. So while I was working at Home Hardware and still making YouTube videos, I was teaching dance. I started teaching dance when I turned, I think it was 20 or 21, so not long ago. I think this is my 3rd year teaching, and I did that as well as YouTube, and I worked at Home Hardware all at the same time. And, you know, sometimes I did like consider it me having 3 jobs, and, you know, if I thought about that, it was a little bit overwhelming, and I don't really know how I managed my time. But I think that is partially the reason why I actually found the planning world. And I first started watching Plan With Me videos when the glam planner, or Elle Fowler, she started making YouTube videos about planning. I started watching those, and I'm like, wow, this would be a great thing for me to do, because I do have so much going on and I do need to, you know, plan my life. So that's when I started becoming interested in planners and planning, and that is when I found the planner community. And honestly, I'm so happy that I found the planner community, because it's absolutely amazing, and there's just so much love and support within this planner family, or this planner community, that is just so amazing. And again, I'm just so thankful that I found it. And that is when I actually started making Plan With Me videos myself, and I actually started making like my own stickers just on the side for myself to use in my Plan With Me's. And a lot of people actually commented that they really liked my stickers and that they wish they could get them, and that I should start my own Etsy shop. So that is actually when I got the idea to maybe potentially start my own Etsy shop. And the funniest thing was that we actually went into Staples. I was not planning to do this whatsoever, but we went into Staples and one of the printers were on sale. My dad showed it to me, and, you know, just on a whim, I was like, you know what? I'm going to purchase this printer, and, you know, I'm just going to start it. So that is when I decided that I was going to start my Etsy shop. And like, just thinking back was so funny, because it was just kind of like on a whim, like, okay, sure, I'll just buy this printer and try. So I did that. We actually went to Michael's the same day, and I bought my first silhouette cutter, and I went home, started playing, and that is when Planning Roses was born. And ever since then, it's just been a crazy ride, let me just tell you. It's been absolutely ridiculous these last, I think it's been 6 months. I officially opened my shop on November 1st of 2015. So I think that's probably a good 8 or 9 months now. 9 or 10 months maybe. It's been quite a bit, and, you know, it's been crazy. I've been, you know, teaching dance. I eventually was getting so busy with my Etsy shop that I actually did have to quit Home Hardware, which they totally understood, and they were so proud of me for becoming so successful with this. And honestly, at one point, I was working at Home Hardware, making YouTube videos, teaching dance, and I had my Etsy shop all at the same time. So technically I did have 4 jobs at one time, and it was crazy. That's why I had to, you know, look and say, what job do I not truly enjoy? And that was Home Hardware. So that is when I quit there, and I started doing my Etsy shop and YouTube full time. And ever since then, I've just been working on my Etsy shop for the last 8 months, working on my YouTube videos, and it's just been a lot of fun. And then we come to now, when I actually just recently got my license, which is awesome. I was just someone that, you know, did it very late in life, and I had the most amazing parents. So like, I'm very thankful for them for doing that and like driving me around places when, you know, I should have got my license. But, you know, when I was in college and stuff, I, you know, lived close enough to the college that I would just take the bus or walk. So I didn't really need a car or a license. So I just never really felt the need to go for it and get it. But eventually, when I did get my Etsy shop going and I was, you know, teaching dance, making YouTube videos, I really felt the need to get my license. So that's what really pushed me to do that. So I eventually got my G2, I bought a car, and now I am living in this apartment, and I'm just over the moon with just everything that's happened within the last year, I would say. So I'm just so thankful that I've found the YouTube community, I've found the planner community, I'm still dancing, I have my own apartment. You guys just don't know how much this all means to me and how much it's making my dreams come true. And a lot of it has to do with you guys watching my YouTube videos, subscribing to my channel, going and checking out my Etsy shop, purchasing stickers from my Etsy shop. It's just all so amazing, and like I say in a lot of videos, I just want to thank you guys so much for this, and I really wanted to express myself to you guys in this video and kind of just, you know, tell you guys about me. And anyways, that is everything for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did give a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. I hope you got to know me a little bit better. So yeah, definitely comment down below any videos that you guys do want to see me do. I'm getting a lot more into, chit chat videos, just sitting down and talking about something. So definitely comment down below what you guys want me to talk about. If you do want to see other videos like decorating videos, cooking videos, I've been getting into cooking, let me just tell you. I have my own kitchen now, and I have to make my own dinners, so I've been getting pretty creative in the kitchen, and it's been a lot of fun. So definitely tell me down below if you do want to see, food videos, decorating videos, dance videos. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed already, definitely subscribe. I'd love it if you did, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys! Hey guys, it's Jenna, what is up, and welcome back to another Plan With Me Monday. I'm so excited because I believe this is going to be the first video, planner video, that you guys are going to see on my channel.